Oh man, good evening everybody. Most Sports Talk Friday evening. Happy Juneteenth to everybody. Don, before a trip, shout out to that incredible Juneteenth collage of all the wrestlers that's been in WWE and the WWF. Man, salute, brother. That shit was
Appreciate you.
amazing,
Appreciate you. Gotta represent, you know what I'm saying?
and that was represented very well. Hendo, hey man, hey, checked out my boy Hendo last night in his first softball game back.
Woo!
Um, That
Yeah.
boy rule suck. And also, Dom, a great fade to black to end the game thanks to Hendo. Hendo going to tell Dom what happened.
Yeah, man. First game back after a 4-month hiatus. Um, the team we played was a team that I'm actually on periodically, which that makes sense because the other team didn't have enough players. So they picked up our best guys. And yeah, man, the dude that was pitching on their team, he's like a really good pitcher. He throws so it's undertoss, softball, right? But he knows how to throw curves and stuff, right? Like the women do. Like it's crazy. Like he knows how to throw
Wow.
good pitches. Yeah, like you got to really watch his pitches. And yeah, man, I knew it was gonna start out bad because first play of the game we had an error, of course, and well, it wasn't me, so I didn't have an error. But yeah, we had a few errors, and this didn't look. So just to put it in perspective, we beat this team the last time we played 19-0.
Mm.
So yeah, and then all the guys on our team hadn't played a game. A few of them played earlier in different leagues that they play in, but yeah, man. First at bat I knew was bad. I was using a different bat. I have my own bat now, which is really good. And yeah, that was the line drive. But yeah, the first one, he jammed me. It was a full count. He jammed me. Had a pop fly downfield, and yeah, man, I knew we were in trouble because we had no hits at this point. I bat six in this order, and we had no hits at this point. So I already knew we were in trouble. I looked up; it was 9-0 in the first inning, and yeah. Then the second at bat it came. So there's a unique rule that in softball in this league they call it U Trip. This the league. It's called U Trip, USA, US AAA or Triple SA, whatever. Um, Basically, the rule is if you hit a home run, it's an automatic inning over for the team that's at bat.
Oh,
You just go
damn.
to the next inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they changed it up a little bit. It used to be where it was automatic out and the person can't bat again. He's just automatically out, which, whatever. But as BMO will tell you, everybody was hitting line drives. And everything was getting out the
Line
field.
drives and choppers. That was it.
Yeah, I hit one out of this field, so that just puts it in perspective, right?
I
And
wish I
I
could have
didn't know
seen
it
it.
was. Oh yeah, I would have did the Barry Bonds. We talked about that, which will be another day. But so we had a little momentum. Well, we actually didn't. So
Obviously.
my guy Michael, he's played shortstop on our team, and he got up, pop fly. Like another thing about this team, we played. Like I said, there's a few of our guys. We played really good defense. These dudes was catching diving, catching line drives up the middle. Like,
Yeah, bro.
yeah, nah, BMO would tell you there was no. You would think it's a hit. Nah, bro. Here come the greatest outfielder ever, bro, out of everywhere, swapping
It was real out there. Hey, Moogie was real
So
out there. It was real out there,
yeah,
Dom. Dudes
so
out there overextending and you know what I'm saying, try
yeah,
to catch these little choppers and line drives. It was
yeah. It's
real
a
out
serious
there.
league. This ain't a joke league. This is a serious league. Like these dudes take it serious. So next guy comes up, gets a single. He gets on base. Well, no, he got out. He had a pop fly as well. No, he had a line drive to third. The dude caught at the line and just threw like Jeter, how Jeter jumping there. He threw it across from third base to first base. Got the dude out. So we had 2 outs. And I'm like, oh shit, man, this gonna come down to me. And I was like, I knew Nick was gonna get a hit because Nick gets good hits. So the guy that pitch on our team, Nick, he got a base hit up the middle. I don't even know how he got it up the middle. Dude just didn't try to get it. So he got a hit. And of course, it's my time to go up. Okay. So I did the usual routine. I held off, had the umpire. You know how you do the little hand sign hold off. Got myself ready. First pitch was a ball. And like, oh man, Chris got the pitch count already good. Okay. I knew he was gonna throw something to me sweet because he looked at me and smiled. He laughed because he knows if anything comes inside, I'm swinging because that's usually a good pitch for me. So he threw it, and BMO is a witness to this. I hit that thing so hard you didn't see it. I hit it, bro. Like I launched this one, bro. I launched it dead up the middle, and as soon as I hit it, I walked away. Anybody else would have been a base hit, right? In any other normal stance. Imagine hitting up the middle. All you see is the shortstop come out of nowhere. He dives and catches it. And I just walked off. Hold on. So let me tell you what happened. B-Boy and everybody, my wife, everybody all cheering, and I hit the ball. Because I hit the hell out the ball. When I tell you I hit it, bro, it was the loudest hit you could hear tonight, bro. That was probably our best. Bro, I hit it so hard. As soon as I hit, I put my head down. It got quiet. It just got quiet. And the dude caught it. Bro, it was that quick. Like, I hit it that hard. It was like right there. I'm like, and he knew it because we played, like I said, the dude that caught the ball play on the same team. So they know I'm going for singles. I'm not going for home runs. I usually go up the middle because nobody's going to play the middle like that. But I'm not used to playing against my own people. Dog, he was right there. He caught, talking about, bro, they had no errors. Like, B-Mo will tell you, bro, they would catch everything in defense. Like, the one dude they team, he hit it so hard, he hit it down the street. They were just launching balls, bro. But yeah, man. Final out came to me. I wasn't happy after the game. B-Mo wanted to do a press conference. I wasn't feeling it. I just told him, I said both teams didn't play well. It's a scrimmage. It really was a scrimmage, bro. Because we ain't play. Look, I know the record's gonna show 1-1 because that was technically part of the season, but that was a glorified scrimmage for us, man. Like, we didn't have our roster right. People started showing up a little bit later because of traffic. But like, yeah, man, we wasn't ready for that, man. Our defense was bad. My reaction time was horrible at the play. Like, look, I didn't strike out, so that's key. I got 2 good hits. It just happened to be defense was better, bro. I'm talking about they were elite. It's like I was playing video game people that were cheating. I knew, bro. I told them we can't let them have those 2 guys because them 2 right there up the middle, nobody's gonna care. Dude, they playing shortstop and second catch everything in the outfield. I'm like, bro,
everything.
Bro, I think we had 1 hit the whole game.
Terrible.
And that was that hit, bro. He almost threw a no-hitter. I think he was mad. That's why he probably like, man, don't let Chris break the no-hitter. And I quietly didn't tell him he had a no-hitter. I was all embarrassed and shit. Like, man, we out here getting beat 15-0. Bro, it's getting ugly.
Life come
bro, we could Bro,
yeah, that last out came out fair too.
Bro, I hit the. When I tell you, I lost this ball.
Like, dog, for real, he like perfect hit, everything. And I swear, I was hyped. I was like, oh shit! Then all of a sudden, the good old out. I just put my head down and walked out the dugout.
Hey, I remember when Barry Bonds hit his game, hit the home run to break the record. He was like this.
Yeah.
Ain't no damage with that.
I was happy, bro. I was like, man, we got to run because I knew if I hit up the middle, he would have scored because Nick can run. Nick is fast. So I would have been like, oh man, he can get from. He was already running because he knew Chris gonna swing at this. He's gonna hit it. It's gonna give me contact. I'm gonna take off. Final out, I'm taking off. Because that's another rule in this league. You can't take off. You can't get off base either. So there's no sliding. Well, you can slide, but there's no stealing. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's crazy, bro. They changed the rules, but like I told the guy at the game last night, I said, we'll be back in the championship. I'm kind of upset about it. I broke my hitting streak. I was the last person on our hitting streak. So I broke my hitting streak. We got an all-star game coming up probably in about 10 more weeks. Hopefully I'm invited to it again. I was last year. And probably won't be this year after last night. That was a horrible stance.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man. That's not gonna get you them votes, bro.
I'm out. I told them I'm out, man. I quit. Bro, I was pissed last night. Because we have never lost this bad. The men's team, we've never, bro, I don't know if you noticed, but we had a girl on our team. She's good. She played first base for us. She's good.
Yeah, she was cold.
She played softball like in college, bro. So she knew when she first had a first baseman's glove and everything. Killing. Man, waste of time, boy. We got out there. I knew we was in trouble. First hit was a chopper up the middle. They up there showboating. He done caught the ball one-handed, bare-handed, threw it across the field. Like, oh yeah, we about to lose by 40. Sure. You know how bad it was? The umpire started cheating. He said we had 2 outs before we got to bat.
Yeah, shout out
to B-Mo. And the worst part about this is this. I was more humiliated because I knew I was gonna be the final out, and I knew B-Mo was there, and I was waiting on him to troll, because all I heard when I was going to play, but yeah, yeah, all I heard was that. I was like, why are they cheering like this? This is gonna be the worst case scenario. Like, we down by 20, bro. Even if I get a hit, it don't help none, bro. But yeah, I hit the mess out of the ball, man. I'm upset, but next week, we play a team that we actually lost to before, but I think we'll be back next week because we'll have our regular squad. And yeah, man, I'm gonna be back on it. I'm gonna go get my Barry Bonds shot, and I'll be back. Don't worry.
Cool. Speaking of baseball, MLB and the Players Association, they still can't come up with a deal. They still have the proposal of a 60-game season, but the players came back with a counter of a 70-game season, which the reason why they said 70 games is because that's extra $300,000 towards their salaries. But Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred said, no, we're not going to do this 70 games. So now they're still trying to figure out, when baseball is going to start. Also, some members of the Philadelphia Phillies and staff has tested positive for COVID-19. So everything in Clearwater, Florida, where they were training at, they closed all that down. So with that right there, and the players and Rob Manfred not coming up with a deal, I don't know when they're going to be able to play baseball. Don't care. Just don't do it because it's already June, about to be July. The WNBA, shout out to them. They will be returning with a 22-game season, which I thought that was pretty dope. And every single player will get paid full salary for that season. So they'll still get paid for full season salary. So shout out to WNBA for getting that done. The NBA, which has came out with this 113-page rule book, y'all, for players that do want to attend and do want to play at the bubble down there in Orlando, Florida. And it seems like with all this crap, man, like, do I really want to go? Because these rules and these protocols, y'all, is just like, it's just ridiculous. Matter of fact, I'm not going to read the whole, I'm going to read just a few things just to give y'all some examples of the kind of rules that they have. Starting off with all players and team staff must wear face masks at all times on campus. But if you are within 6 feet of someone else, masks are not required. The league lists examples of walking, swimming, relaxing outside, and quote unquote, watching a movie on an iPad. Players are not allowed to shower at any of the ESPN arenas or facilities. That means there will be no post-game showers until players are back in their hotels. Disney staff members who are not staying on campus will not undergo the league's testing regime. Instead, they will be required by Disney to wear face coverings as well as to maintain physical distancing. Now, look, bro, you mean to tell me like the players, the staff that's working at the bubble is not going to get tested and you staying off campus? No, that ain't going to be working up there because you got me messed up. I'm going to have some staff that's not staying there. All of a sudden, they just come through and they can just work. Now, fam, you better be staying your ass at this bubble where these players are and where everybody else is. So I'm not really down with that. If a player does leave the campus without permission and tries to re-enter, he will be quarantined for at least 10 days. Players are not allowed to spend time with one another in their hotel rooms. There are no sharing towels, clothing, or deodorant, and players will also be advised to stop.
Time out.
You should be sharing towels.
Oh, if you sharing towels,
who's sharing towels though?
Who's sharing the
towels? Who is sharing towels, bro? What NBA player do you know sharing towels that they take a shower or they wiping their face? Everybody got their own towel, bro. It's somebody a big ass corner towels by every bench.
Somebody's gonna get caught trying to go get some cutty, and they're gonna be trying to get back on the facility, and then we're gonna hear a story. Imagine if, like, okay,
gonna be James Harden.
Yeah, imagine if like the Rockets got to the finals, right? Somehow, and James Harden went outside to get some cutty, and that would be the reason why they lost fight because he decided not to show up, or he left.
He had to get quarantined because he left.
And speaking of that, Adam Silver has put together a hotline. If any suspicious activities going on, and if there are any NBA players who's causing mischief or not abide by the rules, there is a hotline that you can call that you can pretty much tell, the NBA association, hey, such and such is like still out. It's like past curfew, or like, for example, James Harden, he's trying to go out there, trying to get some cut. Somebody caught him coming back. Like, you can actually, there's a hotline to snitch on your employees, bro.
No, so hold on. Is this accessible for the public or like just employees?
No, just the players.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No. Oh, hold on. So let's not see. That's a little tricky there. Because what if like somebody got somebody like LeBron would have been like, "Hey man, I'm gonna send these strippers over to James Harden hotel room," and then he gonna call the hotline and be like, "Hey, I saw James down the street."
Why LeBron doing this, man?
Somebody's gonna do that. You don't think somebody would do that?
Oh yeah, like probably Andre Roberson or somebody like that.
Oh.
Bro, if you call, is this so? Hold on, what I'm asking?
Who do you think gonna be the first player to use that hotline?
D'Angelo Russell.
Oh. My question is this. I'm just trying to figure out, are you saying so like me, you could call for a hotline? Is what you're saying?
Yes. Every player
that's not gonna work. Bro, how many
somebody gonna lie?
How many prank calls are you gonna get? Hey bro, I just saw James Harden.
I just think like the Mavs gotta play like, like the Clippers or something, and they don't want to deal with Pat Bell, but they don't want to deal with Paul George. So you have like Luke or KP calling the hotline like, say, man, we have PG and we have, Kawhi at the Epcot Center meeting up with two chicks past curfew.
Bro, this is.
And I'm saying they can't play. And speaking of that, if they do break curfew or they do anything like that, they have to get, like, everybody has to get tested like 2 or 3 times a week. The little, like, when they put the swab up the nose, they got to do that. They're not doing it by the blood transfusion. They're doing it up the nose. And they said they had to do that for maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, Michael Irvin would hate that.
You ain't gonna feel it.
Man, Mike gonna be talking shit.
No, keep going. You what he said?
No, you brought him up. I'm gonna finish this. That's why they gonna finish this.
But you heard what he said.
I mean, Mike ain't gonna feel it. Mike ain't got no feeling in his. He ain't got no feeling in his nostrils no more.
Mike gonna be laughing. Why are you doing it?
Like, oh, that's it, huh? Didn't feel it.
You know what? Y'all lost a recipe with this one. Now, what if we say that? Why you got swab up nose?
You got to be a sick individual, bro. If you don't feel that test in your nose, if you don't flinch nothing, bro, you need to go to prison. You need to get locked up. Imagine, bro, we all had to go get the test, bro. One of us just don't move. Like, what's wrong with you?
Think about like the people who got like them Latoya Jackson skinny noses though. They gotta stick their like big ass, what's the name of their nose?
Yeah.
So I know someone that did a self-test. They had to do the self. So like there's places where they make you do it yourself. She said it was a little painful. It's not because it's real thin. So it's not like it's gouging. So bro, no. I'll be up there shaking this. Nah, bro, I don't like this. Okay, so what's
hold on. Let me finish off some more. Because there's a lot more. It's ridiculous. The league says it will make socially distant recreational activities available for players, which is ping pong, playing 2K, pool, and dominoes, golf, swimming, fishing, and other water sports. But some physical distancing will be difficult while playing cards. Players must wear face masks if they choose to play, and also wear gloves if they choose to play. There will be no caddies on the golf course if they want to play golf. No sharing goggles or snorkels in the swimming pool.
Who does this?
So old, man. Like, what? Like, really?
That counts somebody.
And also, what I thought, the only thing that I did approve of all these rules is like the band that they have that they can wear, where it can detect if you are tested positive or negative for COVID-19 or anything, for like 3 or 4 days straight. Now that rings, that's clever as hell. I thought that was like dope as hell. That's the only thing that like I thought that was very, very dope of them just to come up with. But these rules, fam, come on, bro. Like this tip line, bro. Like this tip line is the only thing that got me intrigued because I'm thinking about all kind of sabotage, bro. I'm telling you, like if they find out one of these players is like out of curfew or just around like just sneezing on people and shit, like come on, bro. Like they're gonna call that hotline. They're gonna test the hell out of that player. He gonna have to be quarantined maybe like 10 days. He gonna have to get the nose swab and all that, bro. Do you really want to go through that torture?
Some people will.
But my thing is this though, bro. Like, if we gotta do all this, why are we playing? Like, all this tracking people and bro, what are they? Boot camp, prison, bro. First off, you want them to play cards, but they gotta stay away from each other. So you're touching the cards.
And dominoes.
So what happens if like somebody has it, right? And they got the gloves on, they go like this with their gloves. It happens, right? Normal reflex.
How you supposed to watch the dominoes if you ain't supposed to make physical contact? You know what I'm saying?
How we going? We're gonna put them holes in the bag and shake them, and then put them back on the table.
Doing like they dump them out, put them in the bag, and then dump them out on the table. I'll grab y'all.
You can't do that because someone's gonna be turned over, so you can't even do that.
Gotta be precise.
B-Mo may be on to something with that. I didn't think about that. Watching dominoes that way, just shake them up in the bag.
Boy.
You can't touch it. Like once you can't anything that you do is gonna be cross contamination. So once you touch it with the gloves, it's a wrap.
No,
you gonna laminate the dominoes?
No.
How you gonna play dominoes with them laminated, bro?
Bro, you gotta do something. I'll put the plastic around them. You gotta put little baggies over the dominoes.
People hands be sweaty. They just gonna be sliding out like that, bro. Like,
and even more torture. They talking about, well, they can play 2K. That's torture by itself.
Yeah, it is.
It ain't no mention of the game because players want to attend games, they have to wear masks. And then I found out the referees will not have masks on.
They were not.
Yeah.
And players won't, right?
Nope.
Well, I mean, yeah, because for breathing reasons. Like, imagine trying to wear a mask and breathe.
Yeah. Then you gotta be running up and
yeah.
Like somebody coming out there with a Sub-Zero mask on, bro, it's a wrap.
I'm cool with that. As long as they got a mask, they can breathe through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with that. But like, yeah, no mask, fam.
So they don't have gloves they can wear to play basketball. So once again, sweat ball, pause. All this is getting touched. And what they gonna do? Wipe the ball every time somebody score?
Yeah, it'll be 5 hours.
Yeah. Imagine somebody like foul and get a cut. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that. You gonna stop the game?
Yeah, just get the rest of some black gloves like they do in WWE and keep pushing. I mean,
No.
Hey, man.
No.
Hey, he said it, not me.
If somebody come out there with mechanics gloves on, I'm leaving. The gloves that Sting used to wear, if somebody come out there with some mechanics gloves on, I'm leaving.
American Badass Undertaker gloves.
Bro.
With the, with the fingers cut out, you know?
Man, no, dude.
If somebody come out there with
the fingers cut out.
If somebody come out there with the cane, somebody go with the half sleeve cane gloves, I'm leaving.
Boy,
you doing this?
It's just one. And they only touched everything with that one hand.
Bro, they finna hack. That person's finna hack the whole game.
Nah, for real. I am.
You gonna hear that hack too with the gloves on too.
They probably got a little mini taser in their glove, just shocking people. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. It's all type of possibility.
So let me ask y'all a question. With all these rules that are in place, does it even make sense?
No.
I mean, I've been saying cancel the season, but you know.
We all and again, we're all in agreement to like, no, don't play the season. Don't.
What's the story about this ring? What's the story about the ring? I heard this story about a ring that they won't play.
Yeah, the ring is it can detect your health for like 2 or 3 days. Like it can detect your health, I guess like when you're not playing. and you're walking around the facilities and stuff like that, the ring detects your health, whether you could, you're tested positive or negative or not. So that's what the ring does.
So
I thought that movie.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, I thought this is They Live. That movie They Live. We in that stage. And what's that movie with Angela Bassett? You know what I'm talking about, BMO? The one.
We're not mentioning that movie on this show at all. Because we know what happens in that movie, and we're not gonna discuss that. That's all I think about every time it happens.
Because they got that. Because that's what they had. They had them rings and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine. See, they really trying to knock a couple of dudes cool off. Because think about it. A couple of dudes may not even be married, but if they wear that ring, they're going to be like, oh, you married. Like, no.
But, I mean, they ain't supposed to be making contact with unnecessary people anyway. So,
right. So, I mean, they're not going to be done but around other players and staff anyway. So, it don't matter. Unless they leave the facilities and go, do some mischief.
There's going to be mischief. There's going to be strippers on this thing and everything. I promise you. Somebody's going to get smart enough to have strippers that were supposed to be room service. And, yeah, man, like, money talks, bro. Money talks.
It does. It really does. But we're all three of us already said from the get-go, don't have the season, bro. With me reading all this ain't even half of it. Just by me reading just examples of the rules, no, man, I'm not going to be dealing with all this shit. 100. And the players, and it's not mandatory. The players can say no and not go. So they're not obligated to go. They won't get paid, but, they don't have to go.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so get that. It's too much. But
they going on a glorified church retreat.
Basically, with the rings. You know, promise rings.
That's what it looks like, bro. It's a marriage band.
That's
cool. They can get a break.
Wedding band with stuff on the inside where you engrave and put like, you know what I'm saying, like a scripture or something in it.
Yeah.
Here's my question though: do they give them like a case or something for it? Because how would after the game, how did they know? What if somebody pick up the wrong ring?
No,
they gonna worry like they're not gonna worry during gameplay.
That's what I'm saying though. Like after the game though, like how would they know which one is theirs?
That is
true. Like it's gonna be in a case or something.
Because you can't even go into locker rooms. Yeah, they can't go to locker rooms and stuff like that either.
And also, what I'm explaining is they're not gonna have the athletic trainers from these teams. So what if somebody like hates the Lakers, right? And then he knows somebody that could be possibly sick and say, "Hey, bro, put this ring on real quick," and then it starts shooting up temperature. They give it back to one of the players, and then all of a sudden they go, "Hey, man, you got COVID, bro."
Before we go to the next segment, I got a question with this ring. If somebody tests negative or anything, like what does the ring do? Does it buzz? Does it go off with an alert? Like whoever watches over everybody with these rings on, like what happens when somebody is sick? Like, I just want to know that because it got to be something, right? It got to be like a buzzer or something.
Yeah, you heard Magic Johnson say it's magic time.
There you go. That's 3. He started out smooth. That's 3.
All right. Back to baseball. And we did have ESPN 30 for 30 still pumping out these documentaries every Sunday. The latest one that I did watch was LongGoneSummer, the home run chase of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. Of course, it sounds like I'm being sarcastic because we already know what happened. A few things that I did point out was like, I forgot Mark McGwire already won World Series back in '89. Like I forgot about all that.
Yes, he did.
I did, and I damn sure didn't forget about that mullet that he had when he was with the Oakland A's.
Eddie Guerrero strong.
Bro, that mullet was tough, bro.
Shout out to Kenny Powers. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yes, sir.
Greatness.
Mark McGwire, like, you know what I'm saying? Mark McGwire, Rookie of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Great hitter with the Oakland A's, everything in that nature, man. So Mark McGwire already pretty much damn near had his career already set his first 2 seasons in the league. So he was pretty much already good to go. Dude was hitting home runs out of nowhere, basically. But you know, of course, Sammy Sosa, he had the more, I guess you want to say, difficult path to his success. You know what I'm saying? Being drafted by the Texas Rangers, which the Rangers didn't really use him at all. So he pretty much just did what he did over there. They traded him to Chicago. And watching George Bush say that he had the power and the authority to keep Sammy Sosa in Texas. which I thought that was pretty interesting, to say the least. But, baseball was on strike. It was at 94, like 95, 96 season. And, of course, they needed something to try to bring the excitement back because they feel like the players want more money, blah, blah, blah. So, luckily, we had, Mark McGwire, and we also had Sammy Sosa in this home run chase, which it was really between, McGwire, Sosa, and our boy Ken Griffey. Which a lot of people just thinking like, hey, man, Ken Griffey Jr. and Mark McGwire is, handling busy first 2 weeks of the regular season. And all of a sudden, I think it was like in June, Sammy Sosa hit a Major League Baseball record 24 home runs in a month.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, out of nowhere. So, I mean, just by that and just by you were hearing Mark McGwire saying, like, it's a grind through the season. When you get to half of the season, it's pretty much like you got to just ride it out and you got to just fight through your injuries and play through the injuries. And I figure, like, okay, well, maybe they're going to start talking about that now. Because him by saying that, I thought it was going to segue into everything else. But it didn't. So it also just pretty much down into the whole documentary, having home run after home run. I think it even made it more better that both of them were division rivals also as well. And you also get to see them it's crazy how like that whole season, McGwire pretty much just saying like he didn't even talk to Sammy like that about the home run chase through the whole season. Only time they really talked when they was playing against each other. But nothing like outside of the baseball dime, they never even have a conversation about that at all. They both McGwire pretty much hated the media. He hated like media was all around him. Batting practice, before the game, during the game. Well, you know Sammy, man. Sammy loved that shit. Sammy is great. Love his charisma. Yeah, everything, man. Sammy welcomed it because this is what he played for. He played to get into the league. He wants to have fun. So when it came down to it, when they broke the record, and Sammy was in the league at one point because he had 66, and I think McGwire had like, no. I think Sammy was up like 3 or 4 home runs at one point. And I think, Mark McMahon was like, hey, man, I'm happy for Sammy. He breaks it, same thing goes with Sammy too. Then, of course, we have Mark McGwire. He came back up all of a sudden. So, like, dudes hitting home like 2-3 home runs a game. I think Mark hit I think the last week of the season, he hit like 3 or 4 home runs in the game. And then he finally, broke the record. And then that was the last game of the season. He was telling the manager, hey, man, tired. I don't even want to play the game. I don't want to play today. Tony was telling him, say, man, this is the last game, dude. You never gonna know what happened. So came in, dude hit like 2 or 3 home runs, broke the record, said he was out. Sammy ended up with 66, but Sammy won MVP. Because Chicago Cubs, they won a pennant, they went to the playoffs. St. Louis, bro, that team's bad, bro. Both teams bad. But out of all this home run chase, Sammy and Chicago Cubs, they pretty much like the only ones that kind of benefited from that because they did go to the playoffs. St. Louis didn't do a damn thing with that, but just pretty much just improved their ticket sales and just, watch the home run chase, which McGwire did break the home run record in St. Louis. So when it comes to all that, they on every single magazine, every single interview, and I'm happy that they broke the record. Shout out to the great Todd McFarlane.
Yes.
Shout out to the great Todd McFarlane, man. You know what I'm saying? Showing him. Niggas' field must be short as hell because Sammy Sosa was hitting them damn home runs to the street. Into the damn street. And I say, dude, like this ain't normal. This ain't cool. But lo and behold, everybody knows what everybody wants to talk about and discuss. And they waited till the last 10, 15 minutes of it. And I'm like, okay, cool. We sat through like an hour and 50 minutes of the home run chase that we all figure out about. And then all of a sudden now, here comes the Mitchell report. You finally got McGwire admitting that, hey, I made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. Andrew Lou, nah, fam. You taking more than Andrew Lou. You're not trying to hear all that. And then the good old talking in front of Congress in New York. Sammy Sosa with the good old translator. You've been talking English all this season. Like, English ain't been perfect. Okay, I get it. But we can understand what the hell you saying, bro. That's what the hell you saying, okay? All of a sudden, you got the translator, man. Huh?
Maybe he understand what we were saying.
Man, look, dude. Like, that makes you even more guilty.
Well, yeah.
But documentary was cool. Like I said, it's the stuff that we already know. And then, of course, they showed Barry Bonds breaking the home run record. And, you know, me and Hendo's favorite pose when it comes to that. I'm talking about, like, you instantly hit the ball, bro. You just know, like, a half second later, you just put your arms up. You already. I'm talking about he launching home runs in McCovey Cove like it's nobody's business. But, you know.
In perspective, me and Dom had a home run derby this week. That's not possible just to keep hitting them out there, really even on the video game.
Damn near every home run he was hitting, and man, come on, dude. Every home run, damn near.
He was hitting pop flies, bro. They look like pop flies. They was out the stadium.
Man, that was ridiculous, bro. But LongGoneSummer, cool. I mean, like I said, this stuff that we already knew. Shout out to Bob Costas. Shout out to everybody that pretty much just had their say-so in it. I mean, they ain't even with Sammy Sosa with the Chicago situation, like, at least St. Louis inducted, you know, Mark McGuire into the, you know, Cardinals Hall of Fame, which I thought that was pretty dope. But the beef that Chicago and Sammy Sosa have, man, I really don't think that's going to be straightened out at all. I really don't. I don't know if it's Sammy's side or it's Chicago's Cubs side, but at least do something to just recognize him and just, you know, get him in shine, at least to the Cubs Hall of Fame, at least, man. At least do that. But both those guys had great, like, magical seasons. Of course, it needs to be acknowledged, and I'm glad that they did acknowledge it. But after the little steroid scandal and Mark McGuire admitting to what he has done, Sammy Sosa hasn't admitted to a damn thing, which I don't blame him. He don't have to. Don't do it. But also at the same time, it's like, however these fans feel and think about what has happened, and they're not in the Hall of Fame, and they're acknowledging they're not in the Hall of Fame, it's dudes in the Hall of Fame that has done performance-enhancing drugs. Name one, Hendo, that we already know which one it is.
Craig Biggio.
Thank you. He's in the Hall of Fame. So we're not going to say a prayer and well, they're straight and narrow and things like that. Man, every player that's in the Hall of Fame has done something. So as much as I love the home run chase, and I still do, and it was glad to relive that and re-see that, I don't give a damn about what they done. That's a part of baseball history. Let that history stay. I don't care about y'all thinking that they cheered or not. I enjoyed it. I love both of the players, and I think they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for me, real quick, it's just baseball fan, obviously, number one. But it was cool just to see it as an adult, because we were all pretty much teenagers or young kids at the time when this was going on. So it's cool to see it now as an adult. Like you said, Mark McGuire didn't want to deal with the media. Thank God he wasn't in social media era. Boy, he'd have really hated it.
None of them.
Sammy Sosa was being graceful. He was the charismatic one, the one that was more open to being on camera. So shout out to Sammy, man. Yeah, I would say this documentary was good. I like the fact that they did highlight a lot of people around baseball at that time and got their perspective. The great Jack Buck was talked about a lot in this documentary. Obviously, well-known St. Louis guy. Yeah, man, just seeing some of the names like Steve Traskell. You heard that name in a while.
Man,
you know, just seeing all the pictures there were, you know, these home runs. It's great to see that. Like you said, they waited till like 15 minutes to find out. Well, actually, with McGuire, they was already on him halfway through. Talking about he was taking that steroid stuff already. They was already on him. It was Sosa they didn't have nothing on until after the fact. So
yeah, that quarterback.
The quarterback was the end of him. Yeah, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, McGuire, he seems very remorseful about it, which is great. He's still involved with baseball heavy. I was just a coach with San Diego, but yeah, man, great documentary. ESPN 30 for 30 doesn't really miss. I was entertained by it. I would just like to have seen more of the going ons with the investigation part. Obviously, Mark McGuire was already telling the truth. He was like, "Look, man, I ain't finna lie on oath. Yeah, I ain't finna give me." He came out publicly and told his side. And like I said, man, doctors prescribe this, and that's the part that never gets understood. They want these guys to be 100% on the field, and the only way you can get that be healthy like that, you got to take something. So it's not to diminish Mark McGuire's skill. And look, one thing I applaud Mark McGuire for, and I'm gonna pass to the Dom. He understood what he was as a baseball player. He was a power hitter. He did. A lot of guys take anger at that when you say, "Hey, man, he's just a." Bryce Harper doesn't like to hear, "I'm just a power hitter." You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure if you told Mike Trout, "Hey, man, you ain't nothing but a power," even though he's not, you're like, "Yeah, you're just a power hitter." Yeah, you know what I mean? So Mark McGuire understood that, and like I said, yeah, knowing Mark McGuire's history, he was a pitcher, which tells you a lot. He was a pitcher, then all of a sudden he becomes a first baseman. Like you said, he wins that World Series '89 with Canseco and company over in Oakland. By the way, those Oakland teams were very good. Dennis Eckersley, I think Ricky Henderson, several guys on that team. They had some great teams over there. But yeah, man, shout out to the documentary. I like the after. So after the documentary, they showed the Sammy Sosa and Jeremy Schaap interview. I mean, Sosa walked out on Schaap, and then he came back. Yeah, they reconciled. But yeah, man, like I said, I like it. I just wish they would have did more. Maybe one on Sosa, one on McGuire, 1 hour each. They could really get to know about him. Because I think Sosa's story is a little more interesting. Because McGuire's sort of like American kid, play baseball or whatever. But Sosa's like, hey, man, I come from nothing. And, Sammy, like I said, great story. But, man, yeah, his ending to his career was brutal. So, yeah, man, it was good for me.
I mean, yeah, it was cool. I don't really care what they was doing to give me the home runs, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they still got to go out there and hit the ball. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was people who was taking roids and they were still trash. So at the same time, you still got to be skilled, you know what I'm saying, at your position. But I mean, yeah, the documentary was like the 30 for 30 is always. So yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff indeed, Don. Let me know the news this morning that he got some video game notes. Take it away, brother.
So yeah, just real quick. So Sony kind of like started the whole, press conference thing going on because everybody been having them like lately. So EAPlay was yesterday, and they announced the return of Skate 4. So I feel two ways about this. Like, one, I'm kind of happy it's back, but I don't feel that same excitement that I did hearing that Tony Hawk was about to get remastered. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm happy they back. And honestly, even if they wouldn't announce Tony Hawk is coming back to be remastered, I don't think I would just be like, oh, enjoy the child announce like Skate 4 is coming out because you already know what I'm here for. You know what I want, EA. Give me this Mass Effect remaster and let's just call it a day. Like, look, I don't care what you do. Anthem was poo. Anthem was trash. You sacrifice Mass Effect Andromeda to make that trash game, Anthem. So you know what? Even if y'all don't make a Mass Effect 5 until like years from now, if you give a lot of people like the first 3 games and do something about that ending for the third one some way, people will be happy. I know I would. I would shut up for the longest, and I would just sit there and be cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see Skate 4 is out. It did leak today that we are getting Crash Bandicoot 4. So we do have a new Crash Bandicoot game coming out, which will take place after the third one. So we'll be getting that. And yeah, and they also did announce that the Miles Morales DLC, which is what I was telling people, like from the beginning, it's not a new game, it'll be DLC. It'll take about between 10 to 12 hours to complete. So for me, I'm fine with that. That's about as long as it took to like for the Uncharted, you know what I'm saying, DLC that they had with Cleo. So yeah, I'm with that. So as far as the Miles Morales thing go, Hendo, how you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, both of us we beat the game, and I beat all 3 of the DLCs from the original game on PS4. I think honestly, if you combine those 3 together, that's about 12 hours right there. So yeah, man, get the Miles DLC. I think there was confusion because I think a lot of people thought it was a game because of the way it got presented. But yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. Gets to bring the storyline in of him, of course, because he was already in the game. Like
right, yeah.
Because I remember he was talking about, hey man, we should go train and all that stuff, and I think it'd be cool to have him have his storyline attached to it, and I'm just waiting for it, man. Other than that, yeah, I guess back to your EA rant, man. Look, I'm happy for Skate, but my thing is I don't want to play Warzone and play Skate like Attitude or something like that where I got to put in 10 buttons to do a kickflip. You know what I'm saying? I think it was kind of odd timing that they want to do this, especially considering the nostalgia and the overjoy of all of us seeing Tony Hawk 1 and 2 coming back. And all of a sudden you want to throw Skate in our face like we're supposed to go, oh my God, here's Skate. Nah, bro, we ready to Tony Hawk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, EA conference. Shout out to the homies at Euphoria Trip. I was able to watch the Madden preview trailer with yours truly, Lamar Jackson. And I'll let Don get to that because man, at first I heard the voice and I was like, who the hell is this narrating? Sounds pretty cool now. I figured out who it was. So yeah, Don, I'll let you handle that one. But yeah, I'll come back after you on that one. But you already know my issue because you know who's going to do.
Yeah. So your boy Dwayne Carter was narrating the Madden trailer for one.
Yeah.
Two, they also the one we didn't react to that they actually just released was like the next gen trailer, and guess what? They did the exact same thing that like NBA 2K did. They probably like showed like 45 seconds of like montage of real life game and like 14 seconds of in-game footage, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, look, like I said on the video, fam, we're gonna buy the game anyway. It's the only simulation game we're gonna have for like the next till about 2030 now. So we're gonna have to do what we gotta do. But at the same time though, like I said, there will never be 04 Vic. From here on out, it's gonna be Madden 21, Lamar Jackson. He's going to be the standard bearer as the coldest person on Madden because, his accuracy is going to be unnecessarily high all of a sudden. You ain't going to be able to tackle him. And just yeah, fam. Him and Mahomes is going to be a problem. But the only other good thing as far as, like, the EA conference to me is that they did kind of, like, actually show that we are actually getting a new Dragon Age game. And they kind of show, like, a little tech demo, which means they actually are working on it. But, yeah, Man, it'll be interesting. Like I said, we are gonna get it anyway. But as far as what you saw from the trailer, though, thoughts?
Man, because the first thing I thought about was like, Lamar's already hard to stop on this Madden, right? Like I done played against a few people. In that case, you prepared to just spy the whole game. You're gonna take off of Lamar every time. And now that he's the cover guy, and Lil Wayne's up there talking about, damn, he's fast. That just lets me know. Madden's gonna have him out there running 98 speed. He's gonna be able to do everything.
No, 99 speed, bro.
101.
101.
I mean, look, like Dom said, I done got hip to it in the last couple of years. They do these trailers. They get you amped up because they get the sweat. They show the cool cinema graphics or whatnot. And then we get the game and it looks nothing like that, of course, because it's halfway done. Just make a good football game. I don't know what they get. Like, honestly, they got a lot of work to do because it's too many issues. And now they got this thing where you can do the strip fumble recovery with the quarterback.
Yeah, I saw.
See, bro. See, all I'm going to be doing is this. If I drop back with Dakota, and all of a sudden, here come Dom around the corner with Brandon Graham, and Brandon Graham don't tackle me, but he takes the ball out of my hand and takes off, and I can't catch him. Oh, no, I'm not playing no more, bro. I'm not playing no more. That's what I'm letting you know now. That has already been the meter for me. So, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, obviously, football game, sports guy. So, me and Dom and, BMO, we enjoy our sports games and we ain't got no choice. It ain't like we really got too much of a, in this case, we go plug in the Dreamcast or something, or the old Xbox. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be cool. Like I said, I need to see the technical stuff. Like, are they gonna fix the kick? Are they gonna fix the kicking online? Because me and Dom are the worst two kickers. Like, bro, the meters all jacked up online. Like, yours could be running fast, mine's running slow. I don't care about this Ultimate Team stuff. Get away. I want them to bring what they used to do on Ultimate Team. They did team up, where it was 3 versus 3, where somebody controls the defensive line, somebody chose the linebacker, somebody chose the secondary, and then on the offense it'd be running back, wide receiver, quarterback, and it's still everybody on the field. Bring the team up back where everybody can kind of play against each other. Like I think that's more difficult to play as teams versus one-on-one because then you got to be able to communicate. Make more new plays for the playbook. I played every Madden in the last 20 years. I swear to God, in these last 5 Maddens, the playbook has never changed for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm like, bro, I know I know where to go to get my play. I'm like, yeah, bro, my route's still there, bro. And honestly, I do so many hot routes, I don't even run the same plays. I just use my own plays, like really. So
speaking of that, let us have custom hot routes. Like, let me make my own hot routes. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop giving me the same generic stuff like all the time. Like, let me be able to like make my own.
Yeah, I just think that they got a lot of work to do. Yeah, I'm not playing anybody against Baltimore. I'll find out on my own. If I play computer, because computer don't really cheese like that when they just take off running every play.
But I know like a
human. Yeah, I'll see out the back. If I get down there and I get juked out my boots, and then he scored 90, I'm not playing no more. So yeah.
And just last but not least, before we move on, though, they did announce today that you will get a free upgrade if you buy Cyberpunk 2077 for your current gen console. So they did say for PS5 and Xbox that they will upgrade it for free, so that way you won't have to. But I'm still buying all my games digital. I don't give a damn if they'll do it for disc or not. I'm still buying my game digital, so that way y'all can just do it by yourself. So a lot of games have been coming out saying they're doing that. So props to them for that.
I'm kind of, I don't know about, I'm 50-50 on that. I'm wondering, should I wait to play these games on the new system versus try to beat them? Because, like, as we found out, a game dropped this week. You know, The Last of Us 2 dropped this week, which you're talking about. Yeah, so, like, do I wait to play this game to the next gen, or do I enjoy it now? So,
well, The Last of Us 2 ain't going to be on the 5, I don't think. I think it's, like, straight PS4 action. So you would just have to go ahead and play it. Yeah, so you'd have to go ahead.
Well, that doesn't qualify for the 100 then, I guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But guess what? Apparently, somebody doesn't feel like they qualify for their job because once again,
oh, man.
For like the 1 billionth time, yo.
Hendo, check us out.
Vince McMahon has decided to fire Paul Heyman as head of creative for Monday Night Raw and basically give full creative control for Raw and SmackDown to Bruce Prichard, better known to some as Brother Love. So, I don't know if y'all remember last year when I initially said that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff was both brought in. Paul Heyman for Monday Night Raw, Eric Bischoff for SmackDown. Obviously, Eric Bischoff didn't even make it because, you know, he was let go before even things got started. And then that's when they brought in Bruce Prichard, who, for those who don't know, Bruce Prichard is basically one of Vince McMahon's yes men. I hate to say it like that, but that's basically what it is. That's all he is. So Paul Heyman was basically, in Chris's favorite word, the scapegoat for the fact that Monday Night Raw has been having low ratings. Now, Vince McMahon excuse to what he told everybody was this is his way of consolidating the creative team so that way they can have one creative team for like both Raw and SmackDown because SmackDown has slightly higher ratings than Monday Night Raw. Now, what Vince didn't count on, though, was the fact that USA and people backstage, as far as like his wrestlers go, are not happy with the move at all. Mm. Now, here's the thing, though. The reason for that is because, for one, when people have their annual meetings, you know, like Vince and USA had their meeting, he let them know that, look, it might be a slow build because, you know, the ratings might be a little low because the plan is to build newer stars, which is something we've been like talking about for the longest, correct? And the people at USA was like, all right, cool, we get it. Now, keep that statement in mind. The people at USA fully understood the fact that it was a rebuild, especially considering where, you know, COVID-19 going on, you can't really gauge the ratings or whatever. So, like the last ratings came out, they wasn't too high. Vince McMahon ended up firing Paul Heyman basically because Paul Heyman's vision was to build newer stars like the Apollo Crews, who have been with WWE for so long, ain't got that much love. The Aleister Blacks, the Buddy Murphys, who's just Murphy now. You know what I'm saying? Basically, people like that. Vince McMahon wasn't trying to hear none of that and basically said that, nah, we good. So we had our first Monday Night Raw written by Bruce Pritchard, and the first thing he do is bring back the Big Show. And not only that, the Big Show was in 3 to 4 different segments on Monday Night Raw.
Fresh from his Netflix show.
And that's the problem. And that's also why a lot of the wrestlers backstage is like, nah, bro, like we good. Because like you said, like Paul Heyman was the one out there trying to build a new star. Like wrestling will never continue if you don't build new stars. And the fact that Vince McMahon, for one, thinks the ratings are down because Brock Lesnar is the champion should also let you know his mindset as far as like anything goes.
Right.
Because Drew McIntyre is a fantastic champion. It's like, how can you gauge all of this right now, considering you don't have a live crowd and considering everything that's going on in the world right now, you know, with the Black Lives Matter stuff, you know, George Floyd, like, ain't nobody just really just tuning in to wrestling like that. And here's the second thing. It's easier for people to watch SmackDown on Fox Channel 4 than it is for some people to watch USA. Everybody don't got cable. You know what I'm saying? You can just plug up an antenna to be able to watch SmackDown. So, of course, the ratings are going to be higher on SmackDown than they will on Monday Night Raw. So, basically, Paul Heyman now is only the on-screen advocate for Brock Lesnar, which kind of sucks because that can only happen if Brock Lesnar is actually there. So, basically, Paul Heyman got furloughed until further notice. And with all this being said, once again, I am glad for like the AEWs and the Ring of Honors and the New Japan Pro Wrestlings because a lot of these wrestlers now are finally just starting to realize that this man is a freaking lunatic. And just like a certain football organization, it will not be successful the way it should be until the owner of it dies or decides to go ahead and give away his power. And that's just what it is. Bruce Pritchard is not the answer. The only reason why Bruce Pritchard is in the position he's in is because he's a Vince yes man and he knows how to please Vince. Like the thing with Paul Heyman and Vince has always been the fact that it's been difficult for Paul to be able to do what he needs to do and please Vince McMahon at the same time because y'all both heard stories like Vince mind can change just like that. Like you can think you're finna win the championship and then all of a sudden you get to the arena, they're like, nah, you know what? Brock Lesnar gonna decide to come out of nowhere and just take the championship from you or something like that. So, yeah, man. I'm usually patient, but my concern is for like the younger people who was getting pushes that now probably won't because they bringing back people like Big Joe. So, yeah, that's my wrestling rant. So, yeah, I just had to get that off my chest because if I'm Paul Heyman, I just be like, you know what, I'm good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's only so many times you can keep getting hired and fired by the same person before you just get like officially fed up.
This is insane to me, and I do have a question to ask you about this. I mean, with them doing this and always retreading and going back, and of course, props to you saying, you know, AEW, also Impact Wrestling in general, you know what I'm saying, doing great. Do you feel like there will be more wrestlers in the younger generation in this era right now for the WWE jumping ship pretty soon?
Well, honestly, it's kind of been like that way. I would say, like, even like before AEW, people kind of started like to get the idea as far as like it's not what it seems being at WWE. You know what I'm saying? You know how like that's like the end all be all, but people like over the years have realized it's not really what you think it is. So that's why you got teams like the artist formerly known as the Revival, who's FTR now in AEW. That's why they left. You know what I'm saying? Because they just felt like Vince didn't even just care about tag team wrestling in general. Like it wasn't about them holding titles. It was the fact that you got all these great tag teams, but you don't use them. Even if you look at Monday Night Raw now, the last couple of months, the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders have been like having bowling and basketball games against each other instead of like actually having wrestling.
And that's ridiculous. That's bullshit.
So that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like what they got going on. So I mean, look, like I said, props to Impact because they have been fantastic, probably one of the most consistent, you know what I'm saying, wrestling companies, especially like in the last couple of months storyline wise. So yeah, man. That's why you see like people like Kylie Ray who decides to not sign with WWE and like sign with Impact, or you know, you got certain wrestlers who decide to sign with AEW over WWE. It just depends. Even if they sign to NXT, it's rumblings that Vince is trying to get his hands a little bit more involved in NXT now. So if that happens, it's not gonna be pretty moving forward. That's all I'll say.
Totally agree with you with that. Good stuff, Dom. I appreciate the video game updates and also WWE. Oh my God, freaking Vince, man. But move on to the next segment. I'm real big on the movies. Of course, everybody knows that, and I have posted on Twitter. There was a couple of movies that I have been watching recently. One of the movies I watched recently was More Money, and Damon Wayans and Marlon Wayans and Stacey Dash. Not the Stacey Dash of now. Stacey Dash back then. And to me, I felt like this movie right here, it was pretty solid. It still holds up. Because a lot of these 90s movies don't age very well. Because you can watch it now when you're adult and like, damn, I really don't want to just realize this as an adult now. I'm some reason like the movie as I was as a kid. Because as a kid, you was always so curious to know, hey, why did he say that? Or why did he do this? And why did this happen? But now, when you're an adult, you were like, hey, wait a minute. I just did this. What the hell he did like 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. It's like, oh, damn, well, that's why he said that. Well, that's what that means. Movie still holds up pretty good. But I was more interested into the soundtrack because I was thinking about just like the songs on the soundtrack. I was like, hey, wait a minute. You know, the song The Best Things in Life Are Free with Janet Jackson featuring Luther Vandross. So you mean to tell me Keenan Ivory Wayans and Damon Wayans have enough power to get Janet Jackson and Luther Vandross on a song together? Luther's on the hook.
Well, you got to remember. Well, you got to remember they were close to like a lot of people at Motown as well through the Living Color.
Indeed.
So yeah. I think that that's a crazy combination though.
Bro, just imagine that. You don't hear them on any kind of song as a collaboration. You hear them on a song from a movie soundtrack. And that's it. You don't hear them even doing anything else with each other. Also, shout out to Ralph Tresvant, who had the song, you know, Money Can't Buy You Love. You know, the opening song on there, which I'm like, damn, man, the soundtrack is kind of fire.
I forgot that's real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I had a joke, but I'm going to save it. Shout out to Ralph Tresvant. No, go ahead.
No, why you talking about?
I'm mature. So I'm being mature right now.
Okay.
Dom has already got the 3 strikes for us.
Wow.
So continuing on, more movies I was watching, and Boomerang came on.
Oh,
and I was talking about Boomerang too. And man, as much as that is one of my favorite movies from Eddie Murphy, once again, I do appreciate the soundtrack because, be honest, would any of us know who PM Dawn was before this movie came out?
Yes and no. My sister was a big music person during that time, so yeah, the PM Dawn thing was kind of cool. I mean, that's how it usually works, though. Like a lot of artists get their break from like the soundtracks and like big singles. So yeah, I think the song was catapulted because of the whole thing of that Boomerang's amazing, bro. Like hey, you'll never hear me say a bad word about like as an adult. Watching Boomerang is crazy because as a kid, I'm like, I didn't get it. You know what I mean? You don't get a lot of the lingo and stuff or things that were going. The love, like the whole Eartha Kitt, you know, like just like different things that were going on. Yeah, the whole Eartha Kitt thing.
Dom knows I hated that for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not gonna smash his old ass fossil to get to the top, bro. I mean, you got like very beautiful women in this movie. We got, you know, the beautiful Iman that was in the movie. Robin Givens, Halle Berry. I mean, he pretty much, kind of ran through him. But just to get that one up, in the company, you had to give it to Lady Eloise.
Hey, get it how you live.
Then she came up with that all silver lingerie. Oh my God! But just that alone, just like with the Boomerang soundtrack, very good. But there is one soundtrack that we do know that is way better than a movie, featuring Seal, featuring Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, which won multiple awards for its soundtrack. Hendo, before you leave, tell them what that movie is.
That would be Batman Forever. That movie sucked, per se. It sucked. But the soundtrack was so amazing because, like, what they did with the soundtrack, I don't know if you guys saw the music videos for these songs. All the music video, like when I interviewed, so true story, I interviewed Crazy Bone, right? So me and Crazy Bone talked about Look Into My Eyes, the video. He actually got to ride in the actual Batmobile in the video.
Okay.
Yeah, so he pulled up to like the theater in the Batmobile in the video. And he was like, yeah, it was the real Batmobile and everything. Said it was cool. It was legit. Seal had Kiss from a Rose, which is arguably one of probably the biggest 90s songs ever. I swear to God, as a kid, I thought that was a white dude singing that song. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. Yeah, man.
Y'all remember that soundtrack? That Method Man song, The Riddler?
Bro.
Yo, yeah.
But the thing is this, though. That movie was so animated, right? When they put those people on the song, like the Look Into My Eyes was perfect. Because that was actually a beef song about 36 Mafia. And man, and Seal had the whole Batman because Kiss from a Rose, I guess it's about Poison Ivy or whatever.
Yeah. I'm just glad they let Brandy drive the Batmobile.
Yes.
That's four.
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
That's four. That's a strong 4. But no,
very strong 4. Matter of fact, that's 4 with all caps.
But I do have one movie that had a great soundtrack. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of it, but I was shocked at who produced the movie. Waiting to Exhale.
Oh yeah.
If you're R&B fan, that's probably one of the best, probably the greatest R&B soundtrack ever.
That's how it was with Boomerang. I was gonna mention also Waiting to Exhale as well because that may be another movie where both was like kind of like even.
Purple Rain.
As far as like good movie and good soundtrack.
Yeah, Purple Rain is
Purple Rain, yes. Exactly.
Now, y'all know who produced Waiting to Exhale, right? Forrest.
Produced or directed? I know. Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why is he looking like that? See, go ahead, dog. Go ahead. So you can get number 5. Got to get number 5 out.
We good, bro. I don't want to take up too much of your time, my brother. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. But no, Waiting to Exhale is one of my favorite soundtracks, just from an R&B side. A lot of young talent on that. Like I said, the movie is hard to relate to as a guy so much, but the soundtrack is great. I think me and BMO talked about this last night. Above the Rim.
Yeah.
Above the Rim is I won't say the movie is not because the movie is awesome to us, even though we now found out some bad cut scenes in the movie that don't make sense. But I mean, when you got Regulators, you got all the songs on there, man. That's just
incredible. Yeah. It's another movie too, where you can just say, soundtrack was also equal with the movie. But Juice, very underrated.
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yes sir.
Oh yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah. Now we did have one that's kind of, it may not, like, since you brought up Purple Rain, which is a good point, and I'm gonna bounce on this one. But we were talking about the Master P movies because if you remember Bowdy, all of them were actual songs.
I got the hook up. Great
soundtracks. The movie sucked. Friday, which we never really talk about. Friday.
Next Friday. I kind of like Next Friday soundtrack more than regular Friday.
Yeah. Next Friday. There's a lot of movies out there, man, with dope. And that's
Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther was amazing. Especially this time.
Is the soundtrack better than the movie?
Nah. It's better than that CGI fight at the end, though.
Anything is better than that shit.
Nah, yeah, I can't. Yeah,
I ain't gonna do all. Yeah, I can't do that one.
I tell you another thing that they do good on. It's not so much movie, but Netflix and these series. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know if you guys watch it, but I do watch Insecure, and like, hey, they be jamming on that Insecure. Bro, every week I got a new song to listen to. Yeah, shout out to Issa Rae, shout out to all that, man. They put a nice soundtrack together on there, man. But yeah, movies wise, man, yeah, Batman Forever, bro. Like, man, that was when everybody was trying to croon back in the day. If you was in the 90s, you was out there with the lovely coat on, with the rose in your mouth, trying to holler at the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, I ain't never cut on Kiss for a Rose for a woman before. But if you have, apparently it works. That may be investigation for y'all to do this, to investigate this, see if that actually works in this standard.
See if I can play that. It'd be a nice silhouette to see if I can pick up a chick.
Hold on, bro. If you wear a nice silhouette with it, bro, that's even worse. Like all of a sudden you just dim the lights, and all of a sudden you just come out with like a ruffled white shirt on.
he gonna kick through the door like Shaggy did on Mr. Love.
Hey, and why every love scene they got there where the dude got on a big white like ruffled shirt with the black slacks on,
bro, like, or black undershirt?
Oh my god!
Yeah, like is that the go-to song? Like, hey man, the song
it may be one of them, but
hey, it may work. We may have to do. Hey, you know what we should do? We should hit the streets and then we play this song and see what the ladies think about it now, because it's a new generation. They may not take it the same. Like
they probably don't even know what the hell it is.
I also don't think having three dudes roll up, listen to Kiss of a Rose would have the effect.
Well, I'm not saying all three of us, but like, hey, if I was by myself, I would say, hey, what do you think about this song? And it comes on. Like,
okay. I'll just check.
Okay, I can deal with that. But I did ask this question on the social media handles, and these are the results I got from like favorite movie album soundtrack. I got Rush Hour, Space Jam was one of them, which I thought Space Jam soundtrack was awesome. Somebody said Clueless, and Money Talks.
I forgot about Money Talks.
Yeah, man.
And Rush Hour too. Rush Hour had
that's one of at the Jay-Z song with Emil and Ja Rule. Can I get it? And Drew Hill had a song on there too.
Yeah, they sure did. And they was bouncing off my head.
But yeah, man. But Space Jam soundtrack, bro. Yeah, that movie was fire though.
Game wasn't, but yeah, the soundtrack was.
The soundtrack was better than the movie, by the way.
I mean, I gotta go back and listen to the soundtrack again.
All right. Of course, we said Black Panther. Somebody said The Greatest Showman. The movie Life. I thought the soundtrack also as well. Yeah. We got Requiem of a Dream with Marlon Wayans, and we got Apocalypse Now. Dazed and Confused. Oh, there was one dog that I saw that I had to really go back and research. But the first Batman movie released in 1989, that soundtrack, which was all done by Prince.
Really?
And he had that song Touch, the song that they was playing when people was being an asshole, dancing around. Yeah.
Huh. I might have to go back and listen to that.
We got Blade 2, which was mentioned. And I totally forgot about this soundtrack because all of the old school songs and hits that they had on this movie, dog, Dead Presidents.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Dead Presidents, man, I forgot all about that. Someone said gang related.
Now, soundtrack that was better than the movie was Belly.
Yeah, that was a selection on her. Yeah. A lot of people like Belly. I get it. Cool, but that soundtrack was hard, bro.
That soundtrack is better than the movie. Like, easy.
Someone mentioned The Crow.
R.I.P. Brandon Lee.
Interesting that someone mentioned Little Nicky as a soundtrack that was very good. And looking at the track list, a lot of like old school rock and roll songs on there.
I can see that it is Adam Sandler, so that would make sense.
So I thought that was pretty dope. Someone said Menace to Society. And The Great Gatsby and Crush Groove.
Throwback.
Very, very, very throwback indeed. Soul Food was one of them, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah, I can see that.
The Boyz song that they had on there.
Mm-hmm.
Love Jones and Queen and Slim. And one that I saw I'm very interesting too was I was okay with the movie, but there was a lot of 80s hits on this soundtrack. The Wedding Singer by Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah. You throw Superfly on there too. Shout out to Curtis Mayfield. Shout
out to the great Curtis Mayfield, who also did that whole soundtrack by himself.
Yep. Yes, sir. Original trap music.
We also got Baller Blocking. We also have another old school soundtrack with most of the songs were old school, Jackie Brown by Quentin Tarantino. Another one with a lot of old hits. Somebody said Forrest Gump.
I can see that.
We have Hustle and Flow and State Property. And we have, someone said Bohemian Rhapsody. Of course, that's from Queen. So
makes sense.
And one that was interesting, someone said the movie Twister had a pretty good soundtrack.
While since I've seen it. It's been a while since I've seen Twister.
Oh man, most definitely. I still like the movie. The movie's great.
Oh yeah.
But I had no idea just to even consider even thinking that they ain't had a soundtrack.
Right. Yeah, that's not what I would think about for Twister.
But just by naming these old school movies, they have biopics and stuff like that. I mean, for example, you had Remember the Titans, where they played a whole bunch of 60s and 70s songs to the soundtrack. So I thought that was pretty dope. Somebody mentioned American Gangster, which they kind of had it kind of confused because they thought Jay-Z actually did that whole soundtrack for that movie. And I'm like, no, he didn't. He just named that his album and he just used that approach. American Gangster had its own motion picture soundtrack by itself. So no, doesn't count. So we're not gonna do that. But there was a lot of movies, like you said, that we watch now, man, and some of them we can't even sit through or stomach it. But I guarantee you this: these soundtracks that I named, I can download a list of all of them. No issues.
Easy.
Also, another one I didn't think of, I ain't mean to cut you off, the Kings of Comedy. They had a pretty good soundtrack too. And I actually had the soundtrack, and I remember they'll play snippets of every comedian, and then they'll play a song right after that. And the soundtrack is pretty damn good.
I gotta go back and check out the track list for that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was pretty dope, man. But I mean, naming all those soundtracks that I did name, was there any of those that you feel like it was better than the actual movie?
I mean, like I said, the bellies, of the world and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was a couple, but for the most part, the movie was better. I mean, like I said, you said Space Jam, but I don't know about that one. But yeah, I mean, movies like that.
Indeed. All right. Let's get on to these birthdays. Turning 42 years old, Dom, we have Zoe's child, Dana, with the birthday today.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord, indeed. Turning 37 years old, Grammy Award-winning rapper. Last time we seen him was on the show Days. We had Macklemore with the birthday today.
Yeah, whatever with Macklemore. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah, basically.
Also on the birthday list. Matter of fact, all these other birthdays don't even matter because there's only one birthday that I do like to acknowledge, turning 42 years old today. From Würzburg, Germany. he is, to me, the best Dallas Mavericks player in history. Led the team to 2 finals trips. They won 1 out of 2. But we have the great Dirk Nowitzki's birthday today.
Indeed. Master of the plates.
Indeed, man. Master of the plates, indeed. Like, it's crazy how we'll go to the games and we'll see him with the paper plates in his hand.
Wondering what's in it.
Yeah, because he wasn't eating that food up there. He never did.
Oh, no, at all.
He always had food on deck. I mean, he still, still stays around, in the area. Still see him, here and there. He was out, out protesting and rebuilding on the downtown area like a week and a half ago. So he's been doing a lot for the community and for everything that's going on. But man, I never even realized that we'll see an actual basketball player playing here for this basketball team, stay with the team for 20 plus years, and also build himself into one of the greatest basketball players in NBA history. Just from his rookie season on in, just the aura and just the way he carries himself and the respect that he has for the league and for everybody else in general around him, especially to his family, his friends, and his teammates, and the owner, and the city of Dallas in general. Man, happy birthday to the great Dirk Nowitzki, man. He's a real one of the realest ones, man. I haven't got to meet him in person and had conversations with him. I mean, I can go on and on about this man, but happy birthday to him, man. He's one of the greatest.
Indeed. Happy birthday, sir.
And that is it. Another great episode is in the works. Euphoric Trip. I'm telling you, please subscribe to their YouTube channel right now. I love the new logo. I thought that was very creative and innovative. I love how the controls are at the end and what's in the controllers. I love that, and I love the top. I love the top of the logo, dog. That shit is amazing. But subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. Also, High Five Wrestling Podcast, man. Shout out to my boy Terry, man, trainer of the show. Also, again, shout out to Anson, one half of Euphoric Trip. I mean, I can't apologize to you enough because I really hope that Lamar doesn't get, this treatment when the season coming up. But check out that laser reaction video to Madden 21. Euphoric Trip is incredible. High Five Wrestling Podcast is incredible. See Hendo, Seehendo. Subscribe to his podcast right now, his YouTube channel, interviewing great athletes and celebs. Latest episode, he did interview the great Mouse Jones. You can check him out also as well. That's his last episode. And check out my YouTube channel as well, Mo Innuendo, where I do have some interviews coming up very, very soon. Check out my last interview that I did have with the Dallas Mavericks play-by-play announcer, the great Mark Followell. A lot of people are giving me a lot of reactions from that, and they say they want a part 2 in the work, so we may be working on that real soon. This episode will be up tomorrow on all podcast sites. Also on our YouTube channel, MoSportsTalkRadio.com is our website. Go to our website right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We'll be bringing you so much great content. Y'all have an incredible weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the great fathers out there. I will have my kids this weekend, so you will see I will be heavily occupied. Can't wait to kick it with them and just have a blast, man. So y'all have a great weekend. We are out.